All right, I'm recording a fresh clip.
All right.
Okay.
The Super Bowl is here, and a lot of people are not happy about it. Welcome to another episode of Spence Sports. I'm your host, Spence Kling, and let's get into it. First off, we had the NFC Championship. The Eagles dominated the Washington Commanders 55-23. Washington had a great season, but they were no match for the Eagles and their stacked, talented roster. Saquon Barkley, once again, unbelievable, the MVP of this team. And that's really all I have to say about that game. Eagles dominated. They go to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. But the big talk out of conference championship weekend is the AFC Championship between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. And a lot of people are claiming the NFL rigged the game for the Chiefs so they could go to the Super Bowl. And here's some reasons why. There were 3 calls that were just blatantly wrong. First off, you had a catch by Xavier Worthy near the end of the second quarter that clearly hit the ground. The ball clearly hit the ground. So you could argue that the Buffalo player had it. I think it wasn't a completed catch. It did not complete the process of a catch, but the NFL said it was a catch. Sean McDermott challenged it, but was unsuccessful, and that's one bad call. All right. Then you had another thing where the Chiefs were able to run the clock down to the 2-minute warning, even though the play clock should have stopped with 2:01 to go. But the refs were like, it's just a second. It's fine. That's not how it works. They should have had to snap the ball. We don't want to give him a penalty. I have a feeling they wouldn't have done that for the Bills. I'll just say that. And then perhaps definitely the most talked about one is the 4th down and 1 Josh Allen sneak spot. They said it was not a first down, even though the majority of people say the ball was over the line. And it was a bad spot on 3rd and 3 too. Even if maybe he didn't get it, it should have been 4th and an inch, and he clearly had some forward progress. Just horrible officiating. Those are 3 calls that just are consensusly really bad, and they all go in favor of one team. And people are saying this. It's not just this game. The narrative about the Chiefs being favored by the refs has been one that has gone on for a while, especially in the playoffs 2 years ago. They got a key call in the end of the AFC Championship against the Bengals 2 years ago when Joseph Asai pushed Mahomes out of bounds. They called that a flag that maybe shouldn't have been. And then in the Super Bowl, they called a holding on James Bradbury of the Eagles, and that gave the Chiefs a first down and pretty much gave them the Super Bowl. So this has happened before, and also you have the angle that a lot of people are saying the NFL wants to promote Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship, so that's why they would want the Chiefs to win. But do I think it was rigged? Do I think the NFL is like WWE scripted? No, it's not. You just have too many people that would have to be in on that, and there's just too many players and too many people that would be in on that. It's not scripted like wrestling. However, I do think the refs showed they have biases towards certain teams, especially the Chiefs. The Patriots got a lot of calls during their dynasty, including the 2018 AFC Championship game against Kansas City in Patrick Mahomes' rookie year, and obviously the famous Tuck Rule game. The Patriots have gotten similar treatment to the Chiefs with the refs, so this is not new. Although I'd say Kansas City is probably a little bit more extreme than the Patriots, because it feels like every single playoff game the Chiefs get some sort of call. And because of that, we have a rematch from 2 years ago in the Super Bowl that nobody wanted, unless you're a fan of the Chiefs or the Eagles. It's once again the Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. a matchup we already saw 2 years ago, and two of the most disliked teams in the NFL. Philadelphia Eagles fans are notoriously rude at times to other, especially opposing fan bases. Especially if you go to Philadelphia and you're cheering for the road team, I don't know how safe you are in their stadium. Not all Eagles fans are bad, but there are a lot of Eagles fans who just are jerks about it. It's a repetitive game. Same matchup we got 2 years ago. It's on the same network. The teams we wear in the same uniforms they wore 2 years ago. Like, there's going to be, I feel like people could easily mix up Super Bowl 59, Super Bowl 57 down the line, because it's going to look so similar in every aspect. The Kansas City Chiefs obviously are going for the three-peat accomplishment no other NFL team has done in the Super Bowl era. They're the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls and make it to the Super Bowl, trying to go for the three-peat. And if they do, it would truly be a historic win for the Chiefs, especially in the salary cap era. I mean, it is impressive what the Chiefs have accomplished, even though the refs have been on their side for sure in a lot of key moments. It does possibly taint the accomplishment for some people, but it is still incredible that the Chiefs have been able to do that. They did win the game on the field for the most part. I mean, like, the officials were definitely very biased, but the Chiefs are an incredible team, even with the understanding of they kind of get favorable calls at times. If the Chiefs were to win this game, Patrick Mahomes would have 4 Super Bowls, and the conversation about him being the GOAT over Tom Brady would just become bigger. Brady has the 7 rings. He's won more than any other quarterback. I mean, Mahomes is probably already the second greatest quarterback ever, just based on his accomplishments. If he were to get 3 in a row, something Brady had never done, there would be a real conversation. Is Mahomes the GOAT? I mean, Mahomes has been a bit Brady-esque more the last few seasons. They're kind of like they're literally the new Patriots. They coast the regular season, but every time the playoffs come around, their guys step up. It happens literally every time for the Chiefs. They find ways to win. They always win these one-score games. Mahomes doesn't have as many highlight plays he did early in his career, but he knows how to play winning football, similar to Brady. But Mahomes has shown definitely more physical talent than Brady ever has. Now, I would still give the nod to Brady even if the Chiefs win for now. If Mahomes were to retire today, I would still give it to Brady, especially because they played head-to-head in the Super Bowl and Brady won that game. 43-year-old Tom Brady beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and it wasn't particularly close. Obviously, there's other reasons for that. The Chiefs' O-line was horrible in that game, and they said, we're never going to do that again. We're never going to allow that to happen again, and they kept in their promise that they had a transformative offseason, basically getting their whole interior of the offensive line that offseason, and since then they've been like the best offensive line in the league. But I would say he's already number 2 for me. To pass Brady, I'm not going to say he doesn't have to win 7, but because I think he is more talented. But to pass Brady as the GOAT, I'd say he's probably got to win 6. I'd say he has to win at least 6, especially with the longevity Brady had. I mean, winning 4 Super Bowls past his 37th birthday, that's unbelievable. But yeah, enough Mahomes talk. Let's talk about the Eagles. Their roster's ridiculously stacked. This team has no weaknesses. Maybe other than kicker, Jake Elliott's been pretty rough. And you could argue coach Nick Sirianni. has had his ups and downs, but he has a stacked roster. Like, a lot of people say any coach could win with this team, and I don't think they're wrong. Like, if you look at this roster, like, Jalen Hurts, I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts guy, but he's a good quarterback. And he does enough for them to win with the roster they have. Saquon Barkley, running back, awesome. They have elite receiver duo in A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, one of the best tight ends in Dallas Goedert, one of the best O-lines in the league. Their D-line's ridiculously good as well. Their linebackers are great. They have a great secondary. Basically, the whole team is great, and every part. They're one of the most complete teams in the history of the NFL. But can they beat the Chiefs? The Eagles are clearly more talented, top to bottom roster-wise, but it's Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. The Super Bowl 2 years ago, the Chiefs won that game, heavily influenced by the refs. But do I think the Eagles have a chance? Yes, I think they definitely have a chance. If they win, it has to be because Saquon goes off. But I just can't bet against the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl again. I just do. And I think Mahomes gets the three-peat, and also the league wants them to win, and I mean, the Chiefs are probably going to win. Like, let's just be honest. Yeah. That's it for me. Bye.